Hi everyone. There's this cutie next to me. It's my wife Rebekah. We're walking out here in the Montana wilds, walking out to put window trim on the house that we built. We built these two cabins just before Thanksgiving. Got some other videos of that. The crew and I built them, and then Rebekah and I came over to help Patrick, and we're gonna trim all the windows inside and out. That's all we're doing. There are the cabins. We're staying in his house behind me there, or his, it's a shop with a living quarters. And we came to put the window trim on these houses, so these cabins. And it's cold, but we're dressed pretty warm. It's windy and cold, and we got our trailer here. And we're gonna get started. Good morning, everyone. I'm Elvie from Meadowlark Log Homes, and this is my beautiful wife, Rebekah. She came with me on a rare occasion to help trim the inside of the windows of these two cabins. These are the two side-by-side Three Forks models cabins, and we're doing the inside trim. So we're gonna have a look around, and she's been helping me. We got the one cabin trimmed, which we'll take a look at, and we're starting this. So let's have a look and see what is involved with trimming these windows. So we got our tools and things, and just starting to get set up to go. As you can see, Rebekah is standing in front of that heater because it's very cold outside, maybe between 0 and 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So we've had the heater going a little over an hour inside the cabin. It's pretty warm now. The cabin holds heat very well. We got the tools set up. This is our chop saw with a very fine tooth blade to cut the trim, nice and fine. And this is a table saw to rip pieces in different widths for the trim. So we're going to put trim on all the windows and the door. This would start with the bottom piece and wrapping around the inside of this area, what we call extension jam, to extend this out. Trim that and then trim the face. And then when it's all done, it's nicely trimmed. The first thing we did, we filled this with foam. The gap between the frames and the door and window frames, we put foam in here. So now we're trimming that. Rebekah's trimming that excess foam off the surfaces so we can put the trim on there. So let's get started, and I'll show you the trim we're using. This is not normally something that we do, and we may not be able to offer it for you, but we are doing this for Patrick Brady here in his two cabins. But this is material that we cut ourselves on our sawmill. Now this is Douglas fir and larch material, and it's kind of a reddish material. It's the same material that's used for the fascia on the outside of the roof systems, like you see on the over there on the edge of the roof right there, and then down below. It's the same material, a full 1-inch rough sawn. And we're going to trim the inside of the windows and the outside of the windows with this rough saw material. The same species, same type of wood as on the porch deck floors, which I'll show you outside. So that's the kind of wood we're trimming with, which is, like I said, not standard, not normal, but Patrick liked the idea. And we're over here helping him just get his window trim on because he's a nice guy. He's my friend. This is our porch deck, if you can see it under the snow. So I guess that's a new policy. You got to be my friend or you don't get window trim. All right, there's the planking on the floor. Yeah, so two cabins side by side. All right, I'm gonna get started cutting, and she does the sanding. We have to hand sand every piece. So it's a lot of work, but we're gonna get on it. I got Patrick right there and Rebekah right here. We've got the trim done. And now, one thing Patrick's good at among many is talking. He's good at talking.
You know, as usual, cleaning up after Elvie. He makes a mess in the kitchen.
Oh,
makes
come
a
on.
mess in the cabins. But he does good work. He doesn't get a lot done, but he does great work. But I had to teach him something about doing trim work and hanging doors, because he's not a door hanger. Does okay on the trim, but had to get some instruction from me, and he followed the instructions perfectly. So if you're worried about him trimming your cabin, don't worry anymore.
Let's go to somebody else.
We got these done, and it was kind of fun.
Patrick here, he's an okay guy.
Had a lot of fun this week.
Yeah, but he's an okay guy. He just talks a lot.
The lovely Rebekah down here, delightful, very smart girl.
Hey, man.
And Elvie needs a smart girl like Rebekah to help guide him through these life, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
So we all know he's good at talking, and once in a while he's actually good at listening too.
I wonder who's good at talking.
Well, I learned from you. In the short period of time we've been in our relationship, I learned from you how to be a good talker.
Well, it's a great compliment. Wow.
But I'm extremely pleased with these cabins. Things have come together. Elvie stepped up above and beyond the call of duty. Got him out of the office to do some real work after he went off the road here in the last couple of months to focus on business at home. And he's doing well, and he seems happy. And they're busy. So don't try to get your cabin date moved up. Not going to happen.
Yeah, so...
If he wouldn't do it for me, he's not doing it for anybody.
That's probably right. So we did come slip over to get the trim. I told Patrick we'd do the trim. And the way we did it is a little different. So you probably, if you ask us for a trim like this, you may not get it. And so...
Well, you'll get it, but it's going to cost you a lot more money.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
expensive. This Irish craftsmanship.
Amish craftsmanship.
Oh, that's right. Irish craftsmanship is when you hang the door nice and straight with good reveals and all that. And the Amish craftsman comes back after, and I make them look good. Because I've done the prep work.
The Amish craftsman came back and fixed his mistakes of what actually happened here. So Patrick, I suggested, this is my fault. I suggested to Patrick, I'm going to bring over some hand-cut trim. We cut this ourselves, full 1 inch thick. Now, where can you get 1 inch thick trim for your house? Well, he didn't exactly talk me into it. I just suggested, I'll bring this rough sawn trim over that we cut. We'll hand sand it. So Rebekah sanded every piece, almost every piece. I guess I did a couple pieces, but it was rough sawn at the mill, brought it over, and we just sanded it pretty smooth and kind of a square look, almost like a mission look or something. And trimmed all the doors and windows with that, Douglas fir and larch trim that we cut. So it's a little different. You'll have a bit of a window bench here, trim underneath it. So that's the look of it with the rustic hand-sanded, rough sawn trim. Like I said, a little different. If you ask for it, I'm not sure we can do it because we are usually more than we can handle. So, but it's a different look and it looks nice. And now I know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to want it. I'm going to leave those two alone. I'm going to go over the other cabin and wrap up a video before we take off for home. That's the cabin I just came from. Here's cabin number 2. You can follow the link below on the website also for the Three Forks cabins. You'll see links that go to videos that show us putting this together. We start with the floor, the porch floor that we saw ourselves. We put that together. Then we set the logs and put the roof on. And Patrick had planned to put the windows and doors in himself. So we provided the frames. He hung the windows and doors, and I offered to come back and trim his windows with that rough sawn, as I got done saying. This cabin is identical. 2 of them exactly the same. And next week, Philip and Matthew come to get the varnish put on the whole entire inside ceiling, trim, logs, walls. They'll sand it, buff it, 4 coats of plant-based varnish, nice and smooth and silky. And then they'll chink it, which is a caulk about the size of my finger between every single joint. When this is all done, these kind of checks and cracks are going to be filled in. The next video I'll do of this cabin will be of this thing has been varnished and chinked. And then in the summer or springtime, probably I will come over with a crew and we'll stain the outside. Now, Philip and Matthew, they're also going to, put the outside trim on. Summer, well, maybe like April or warm weather. It's still a little cold out. So there you have it. Custom, special, hand-sawn trim that only Patrick gets. And if you want it, you're going to have to inquire about it. No promises.
What about every other Meadowlark custom?
Well, that's the problem. They see this video, everybody's going to want it. But
I have one of those things that you for this you could use. Doing that.
Well, that thing was broken and missing, but we just made that. I'm going to leave that right there. Yeah, we could use it. This actually works. We're going to leave it right like that so Philip and Matthew can use it to cut their outside trim. Could do that. All right, well, I'm going to finish this video.
Drive nails into the nice logs.
Yeah, right.
That's a mess.
Okay, well, we'll see you later, Patrick. We're heading out.
Okay. Drive safe. Careful.
All right.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Your family and your lovely wife. And I'll see you in April.
All right, see ya.